Hello viewers, and till now we have seen about numbers and mathematical operations. Now let's see about letters or sentences or words. These things have been called as string in programming languages, and let's look about strings in Ruby, right? So I've just launched my IRB, and what is a string? Anything between double quotes, like let's say hello world or something like that, and anything between single quotes, hello world, right, is considered as a string, right? And anyway, even if you put single quotes, you can see, okay, it's been printed as double quotes. Okay, so what's the difference between double quotes and single quotes? Like, okay, let me put let me put something like this. Okay, like 2 plus 2 is 4, right? But if I put string 2 plus another string 2, it gives like 22, like 2 2, right? Okay, so now let me just write this thing as a string. uh, 2 plus 2 is, okay, let me just put single quotes first, right? And let me put the strange thing, a pound sign followed by a curly bracket. You'll know what it is, right? Okay, and now let me close single quotes, and it just prints. Okay, this is the expected behavior, right? But if I put it in double braces, sorry, in double quotes, it gives 2 plus 2 is 4. So what is this? What is this strange thing, right? This is actually used to evaluate Ruby. That is, like, even inside a string, rather than just blindly putting, if the Ruby interpreter comes with something like this, it knows that, okay, like, there is Ruby code inside this and it just wants to print it out, right? So that's the advantage of using double quotes rather than a single quotes, right? And let's say, like, okay, like Zygo said hi, right? And what happens? It gives an error because, like, inside double quotes, you are saying that, okay, you are putting a double quotes over here and another double quotes over here. So Ruby is just confused, like where the string ends and all those stuff. Programming languages or interpreters or compilers are not as intelligent as human, right? So it doesn't know where things end, things start, and so on and so forth. According to Ruby, okay, look, this is a string, and then what is this thing called hi, and then there's empty string over here, right? So Ruby is confused. So how to tell Ruby, okay, like these double quotes should be printed, right? One thing is, like, you can just change these things as single quotes. So Ruby now knows, okay, the string start with the single quote and ends with a single quote, right? Okay, Zago said hi, and look how it's been represented, right? Like in double quotes, it's been represented as slash and another slash. So let's just copy this. Ruby is just giving a hint how to put double quotes inside double quotes, right? So let me just put it. Okay, but if I just print it, that is using putters. Now look how good it looks. Zygo said hi, right? And this hi is in double quotes, right? There is a difference between, okay, just pressing enter and just getting it like with all these slashes and using putters, okay, right? And don't worry about it. Like, putters, just think that, okay, putters just removes these first quotes and all those stuff, right? Okay. Similarly, if you want to put like single quotes in single quotes, Saigo said uh, hi, right? And it gives an error, and then you just put like this, and I think it'll still give an, okay, yeah, okay. So okay, so this slash thing is called as escaping, right? So let me just tell you what it is, right? Okay, so let me just put something, okay, hello, and followed by slash n and followed by hi, right? It just prints out, right? But if I just put it over here, look what strange thing happens, right? It says hello, and then it prints a new line, and then it says hi. Okay, so this slash is called escape sequence. Like rather than interpreting it normally, you will interpret the next character that is after the slash as something special, right? Okay, so that's called as escape sequence, and slash n means a new line, right? Okay, and slash r means what will happen is like it'll print hello, and it'll go once again back to the first version, that is h, and it'll print hi. So it'll be HILLO, I think, right? Yeah, it printed hello, then it went back, okay, and then printed the space hi. Okay, so h has been replaced by space, e has been replaced by h, and l has been replaced by I, and LO, right? So these are all called escape sequence, and they are used for formatting and all those stuff. And putting slash t means like, okay, like you're putting tab spaces, right? And let me put two tabs, or right. So it's been spaced really well, right? And putting slash s means to put space itself, right? So these are all yeah, these are escape sequence in Ruby, and you need to learn about them, right? So I think I've put it in my book, okay, but if not, yeah, like yeah, escape sequence, right? So I've just put little in my book, and you can Google for it, and just Google Ruby escape sequence, and you should be getting it, right? And this book is really good, like Ruby programming the hard way, right? And right, so I think he would have listed all the escape sequence, what it's for, and all those stuff. But even if you're not really getting it and all those stuff, just don't worry too much, right? You're just beginning, and sometimes it will require you to break your head in order to know stuff, right? And okay, anyway, let me exit my IRB, and let me I just clear the console and launch it once again, right? Now I just want to tell some operations you can do with strings, okay? So let me just have a string, right? My name is Bila, right? And let me put like, okay, uppercase, okay? So now everything is in capital, right? And okay, like I can put it like, okay, down case will do nothing, okay? So but anyway, like in order for this down case to work, I'll better change this to capital, right? Down case will take every character and make them as down case, so this capital B becomes small b, right? And I will just reverse it, okay? So just look how easy it is. Like if you're coming from C or other world or something like that, where you need to do a lot of stuff to reverse a string and all those stuff, this will just look like magic, okay? So and we can do a lot of stuff, capitalize, okay? So how do I know, like uh, so capitalize just okay, just makes the first letter capitals, okay? And I think there's also another thing called title case or something, but I'm not sure, so where to go and check about it. So this is another very very important thing, like you need to know where to find Ruby documentation, because you can't remember everything, right? Okay, so you can find Ruby documentation in this website, like ruby-doc.org. Please remember this, ruby-doc.org. .org. Anyway, I'll just be putting it in description of this video, right? And over here, let me just go over here and core API. Okay, it says okay 2.5.0 core. Okay, and if you come down a bit, it says like okay classes, right? So don't worry if you don't know what classes is, but possibly you'll be knowing it in the future videos. Like I just don't want to confuse you, right? Just specify string over here, right? And you'll be getting it, right? Or another case, like you're just in Ruby doc, right? And I'll just say string over here. Come on. I don't know why this is putting this pop up. Okay, yeah, anyway. It's taking a little time. Yeah, and there is this thing, class string and all those stuff, right? If you can't navigate, just type search over here. That should be good enough, I think, right? And look over here, you have all these methods. Okay, so let's look for down case, right? A, B, C, D. Yeah, down case. Yeah, it's there, right? Let me explain, okay, what this down case and all those stuff or up case means, okay? And yeah, there's another thing called length, okay? Let us check, okay? Returns the character length of string, okay? So HELLO is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 character word. So I just give length and I expect it to be 5, right? Yeah, right, good enough. And yeah, you can just go and explore this Ruby documentation. Like this is the way to learn. You need to know where to find documentation for what, and you need to go and read. No teacher and no book can tell you everything. And Ruby's project that's been developed by many people, and a lot of things have been added in every new Ruby version, and some things are taken off, and you need to know where to go and find it. And it's not a wise thing to remember every stuff, right? Okay. Anyway, let me refer my book. Yeah, there are other things like okay, empty and all those stuff. And okay, like if you give something and if you ask whether it's empty, it'll give you false. Otherwise, it'll give you true. Okay. Anyway, there's a typo in my book. Okay, so let me just dot empty, and it should give true because it's empty, and uh, not empty, right? And it should give false even if I just put some character, just a single character over here. It should give false, right? Okay, so there are things, okay, and let me just say something. Okay, let me just put a string, okay, and name it as Zygo, Z-I-G-O-R. It's all capitalized, okay. And if I just put like string dot down case, okay, it just says Zygo, okay, so nothing happens, right? Okay, so it converts the case from capitals to small letters, okay. Now let me just check what is in this string, but it's still capital. But what if I just want to change the string as capital, sorry, this capital as a small stuff, okay. Like one thing is like I can give like this, string is equal to string dot down case. So what will happen is, okay, the string will be replaced by capital Zygo, and this down case will make it like small letter Zygo, and it will be once again assigned to the string. Okay, makes sense, right? Okay, but the thing is, okay, now I can just look what's in the string, and it's Zygo. Okay, so let me just once again put it like capital Zygo. We'll confirm it, right? Okay, so rather than writing it in this big way, Ruby gives me a method called string dot down case, and this comes with a bang at the end of it. We don't say it's exclamation in programming, we say this as a bang, okay, B-A-N-G, right? And okay, it just returns down case. Now let me inspect what is in the string, right? Okay, now it says zygo, okay, in small letters, right? So rather than writing in a lengthy way, Ruby provides this really good method, and these things are called as syntactic sugar, right? Like so that like you can do stuff a little bit more easier way than it's been done in kind of traditional way, right? Okay, so you can search for down case. Like let me just put my browser search. Come on. Oh, it's been bookmarked. Anyway, you can bookmark it, but I don't want to bookmark it. But anyway, it got bookmarked. And how to remove from bookmarks. Okay, so Control F and down case, and yeah, so it's here, right? C down case meaning of options and use with different encodings. Okay, anyway, usually putting a bang means it'll modify the variable that's calling this function. So that's what bang in Ruby means. And any Ruby function that is like, okay, these are all functions, these do something on the object that's been called. Over here string is usually called an object, and these things are called as functions, and you can put object dot function name. So uppercase is a function name and string is an object, so you can okay, like you can just put like this thing, like whatever it is, some string dot uppercase or something like that. And usually like if a function like ends with a question mark, like it's an empty, it will either return true or false, right? Okay, but if a function returns with a bang, it will modify the contents of the object itself. Like if you look over here, string dot down case did not modify string, okay, but over here, like I just called it, but it modified the string and it became a small letter word, okay. And so that's it about strings, and you learn about what string, okay, some functions, very basic functions in a string, and the most important thing you learned is like where to go and how to find this documentation, right? This is very important, right? You can't remember everything, and you need to know how to read Ruby documentation. So please give more practice, okay? So and try some of the functions which I haven't told over here. And anyway, like even if you get it wrong, try another things like which you can get it right, okay? So anyway, just keep trying, right? And another thing is like you just kind of learned, okay, what is an object is or something like that, and you just learned these are functions, and what functions with question mark at the end and what functions with this bang symbol at the end do, right? So if this video is kind of too much for you, just rerun it once again, twice or thrice, okay, and then just practice, practice, practice. Hopefully, you should be able to get it. Um, anyway, thanks for watching.